Hello everybody again and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host Mike, and with us today is Kage, and what about the Hog? The Hog couldn't make it there today, huh?
I tried to give him a call to let him know we were doing the show, but apparently we have some technical difficulties, but we'll try to manage without it.
Yeah, we got a good show planned for you. We're going to give a shout out to some of the listeners and some of their comments. Shout out to Talisha, man. That girl is cooking out so many good dishes. You guys need to check her out. Like I said, if you got a date going on and you need some help with some cooking, Talisha is going to bail you out every single time. Talisha writes, wow, God, I need more money to invest properly. Our host did a fantastic job. Thanks for sharing the info. No, Talisha, thank you for watching our program. You're one of the reasons why we're here, and we appreciate you for your listenership and viewership, right, Kage?
Yeah, she actually makes some good dishes, and I'm actually eager to try out some of her recipes myself.
Yeah, my kids do it all the time. They love her show. I suggest to any of the new listeners here, go check out Talisha's Kitchen. She's got good dishes, and if you got a party going on, you need to cook some food, and you need some kind of recipe, she's your gal. Is fine. Check out that channel, TaliciaSKitchen.com, or on YouTube there. We have another on our Razor review, E90 scooter review. Little Buck was there. Shout out to him. He was asking about the speed limiter on that, and we tried to hook him up as best we could. You got Christian Guzman wishing us a great weekend. Christian, we appreciate you. Thank you for participating in the show, and hopefully with everything else that we've entered there, we're going to get you an entry for another gift card again. All the entries you put on here, you will get a gift card if you're drawn out of there. Looks like John Petrie says, good video and good news. He said the best things are yet to come for all the gains. So we got that. And then we also got Price Rescue, of course. He's one of our favorite people there. Awesome show, guys. Let me know when you talk about crypto. I'll share some symbols. And he's going to share his symbols out there. And then you got Kenny Coleman, cool. Price Rescue, you are the best. Then we have VendorWorks. I don't know if you've heard of VendorWorks there, but they were covering stuff about Grill It, and they were telling us about the expansion of Penguin Pretzels. We might need to go in on that because as the falls to follow it and see what kind of research we can do for Penguin's Pretzels to see if that one's worth a grab. And then we also have some of our other peeps on the channel. So happy winnings. Good luck to you guys of what you've done. One of the first topics we're going to talk about, because we're always interested in protecting you and your financial interests from this Evergrande situation. We got an update from the Gateway Pundit if you want to pull up the pundit there. Do you got that there, Kage?
I have the Gateway Pundit pulled up. I'll need to look for the actual article that you're referring to.
Okay, I'll cue you in right here. Evergrande Crisis continues. 1.5 million Chinese worry about deposits on apartments not yet built. Well, let's just do a little hypothetical thing and see where this goes yet. The Communist Party always goes towards the low end when they go to bail out people and they side with the companies. So I'm thinking they're not going to get much of their money back and they got it taken. That's just my opinion. That's not like fake news or any type of... I'm just throwing it out there. It's a possibility. We have to take all kinds of angles set up here, though, don't we, Kage?
Yeah, true. But in this case, I think they wrote a check their tush couldn't cash.
Yeah.
So.
And the key here is, guys, this is the key, the domino key. You have banks in the U.S., we don't know who they are, well, we will soon when we get the paperwork, who gave them the money to build these free skyscrapers. Because they gave American Dollaruskis, and you know that they're going to come back to collect the debt. And can they actually collect the debt? Meaning the debt of the U.S. companies. Or the U.S. just built free skyscrapers. I mean, that's all there is to it, you know? So Jim Hoft writes, we had our eye on Evergrande for weeks as the company with $300 billion in debt-related Chinese real estate is going under. This is a symptom of property collapse in China. Last week, we reported on Evergrande's solvency issues on now impacting the rich and famous in Hong Kong. Okay? It looks like dollar payments are trouble as Evergrande are prioritizing domestic borrowing over foreign U.S. bondholders. Dun dun dun! And so China's Evergrande looks like they've missed another bond payment. According to router sources, they missed the ailing property developer missing at least $148 million due to overseas creditors Monday, October 11th. Who are the overseas creditors? Kage, do you have any inside dirt on who the overseas creditors are?
Well, I have a shrewd idea, but I don't know if it's actually provable or not. But my bet is that it's the big global bankers, Goldman Sachs, are certainly at the forefront to my mind.
And it's really interesting, funny when this all comes up. Jamie Dimon comes out, and Jamie Dimon's like, Bitcoin's basically worthless and everything. He's trying to stir the stew pot, but the apes and all the token people and everything, they're not taking the bait. We saw some downgraded movement in the Bitcoin area, and then you also saw the shill, it was a Gasparino, or what's that one guy on CNBC, Big Dogs, Big Money, or something like that? That guy's a total shill for Big Pharma and things like that, don't you think? And all the, he basically carried, what's that?
He's not really trustworthy with...
it's Kramer.
That you do with their money.
Kramer is so in bed with the Chi-Coms and everything like that, and so in bed with the CCC and the Gov, that he'll just say whatever comes out of his ass. I mean,
I think he'd sell his mother for $1.
Yeah, and the way he sounds, you just got to be like, whoa, I got to watch out how this guy talks. I know some of you guys might like him, but it is what it is. We call it as we see it, and that's how we read people. Maybe he could come across better, I don't know, but that's just that. So Bloomberg notes that 150 million coupon payments in dollar bonds are due this week. Ooh, could that send shockwaves through everything there?
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any gold left in the vault for them to pay it.
No, which makes sense why they would possibly move on Taiwan, because China does have Taiwan, the gold there. That's one of the reasons why they moved in Hong Kong. Why you were asleep?
Only if they can get it out, though.
Yeah, that's if they can get it out.
If they can actually do it.
The people that aren't looking straight up at Taiwan is that Taiwan's got some stuff that's pretty sophisticated, and those beachheads and everything, and they're
mind they are protected. They are off limits to the public.
Yeah, and you got a lot of secret weapons in Taiwan. I'm just saying, they have a drone army, so and they're not afraid to use it, especially what they're sacrificing themselves for. But Time reported in December that Evergrande had 1.5 million families that had provided them deposits on apartments that have not yet been built. The families are likely to lose their deposits. So with that, does the Chinese people, when they're losing their anus from this crap, do they not have the will and the fortitude to want to fight for when someone else is not going to want to fight for their money? You know, that's another thing. China's beating the war drum and everything, but are they going to give their people back the money? Because what's their motivation to fight or do anything or do war against Taiwan when they're getting their pocketbooks emptied out? You know?
I smell revolution in the air.
Yeah.
I might not necessarily be just over the horizon, but I smell it in the air.
Yeah, don't ever count out the Lao Beijing. They're freaking serious people, man. So,
there are 3 things in the world that you do not do. Never mess with another man's woman, never mess with another man's ego, and last, you never mess with another man's money.
No, not at all.
Or else the man will mess with you.
So for all of you that are new, and you're saying, well, why are we not covering stocks? We are going to cover stocks. You need to research this and need to know it. The reason why is because
it affects everything.
it's going to affect everything. It's going to come down to your chips. So if you're a car salesman, if they don't got chips, you're not going to be selling cars and you're not going to be driving cars. If they cut their look at what Q Card and his boys put out today for Skippy might not be getting Christmas presents this year because of the coal shortage and because Xi has cut back on coal. Now, do I think Xi thinks anything about cleaning the air up? Absolutely not. He possibly has marching orders of where to that he's cutting off the energy for some reason, because maybe someone told him, maybe he wants to be the Olympics clean, but that stuff's getting cut off, and Skippy's not going to get some of his toys this year. There's going to be shortages with that. That's why they're calling it the Black Swan Christmas. So just put that down. These properties sit half empty. They are the ghost cities, which we talk about once a week, I think, Kage, right?
Somewhat,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
They're empty.
Yeah, those properties certainly look nice, but there's really no one really inhabiting them. It's just like a little, builder project or architectural theme park, I guess.
And why some people were asleep years ago. We tried to discuss this and everything. This is before we had our big platform. But we told people about these ghost cities, and everybody's like, oh, that's not going to affect here. When you're tied to all these companies, and this is what we've been trying to tell you guys all the time, that when you don't start producing something here, it's a national security issue. You have to have all these things. You can't rely on these other companies, especially these other countries, especially when the treatment of workers and things like that, it's just not good. So this crisis has reached the Evergrande, which is the world's leading $300 billion in debt. The crisis is not going well each day, and more debt goes unpaid in China's real estate solvency crisis. This makes bigger than the media reports. So the media are obviously downplaying this to distract against this, because unfortunately affects Q Card, because if the dominoes go down and people start losing their pensions like they did in 2008 and things like that, well, we'll just give a quote from Reverend Wright, like he once said, Obama's pastor. I love doing this line because it's so true. America's chickens, they're coming home to roost. So what else do you got to say about Evergrande as far as that? So
well, I don't really feel sorry for what's happening to them.
Oh no,
the Piper, they did not pay him, and now we'll just see what happens when the people lose their livelihoods. We'll see how long they last.
You also, Kage, have another shit show on the horizon, and the White House telegraphed this was about the Christmas plan. Did you hear about the Christmas plan?
Please tell me.
Okay, quote from the Biden administration. There will be things that people can't get. Biden White House warns Christmas plans may be spoiled by shipping crisis. Thanks to Joe Biden, the Democrats, America is now officially a third world country. Congratulations. The Biden administration warned that there will be people that can't get Christmas presents this season. The White House added that Americans will just have to be patient. Well, last time I checked, I don't know if some of these guys, because they live in their bubbles, but let's just run a little hypothetical thing. If you've ever been Black Friday shopping and you see some parents and things and they want to get that gift, there are going to be some pretty pissed off people that they're not getting that gift for little Skippy and everything like that, because they're not going to buy the whole thing of supply chains and things like that. They're going to be a little bit irked, don't you think?
Yeah, they're going to want what they want, and they're not going to really care about who they're going to get it from. They just want the thing.
And the thing
is, no matter where. If they can't get it by normal means, they'll use other methods to actually get what they want.
Yeah, and I don't blame them.
It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, and I don't blame the moms and dads for being pissed because they worked their ass off the whole year, and this is the one thing they wanted to do to take care of their kids. And these guys just think, oh, it's okay, it's just a bunch of bottlenecks. Well, guess what? It's not okay with the retail class, the spender class. They want to get their kids gifts, and they want it, and so you guys should not be. They've been farting around. One of the reasons why, which some people don't explain, and we explain this on the show because you guys need to know this. We're not just going to spit out a bunch of stocks and say buy and you're going to get your clock cleaned out. We're going to talk about this stuff too because it affects the stock market. So what they did, they gave some people child tax credit. Okay, cool. Then you got your food stamps, and then you got your the healthcare thing, and unemployment. You add all these up, I mean, it's a no-brainer for some people. I'm not trying to carry the core for the people that just decided they don't want to work or whatever because it's not worth it to them and they got what they got. But the thing is that why would you go back to work when you have all that and you're not getting paid the wage that you want? Now, do I think it's right what's going on? No. I think they should get back to work because here's the problem. You have too much money in the money supply and then you don't have enough workers there. And so all the people that are home are grabbing all the supply and then you're short. That's basically what's happened in a nutshell in this. So that's my little spin on that. If you want to add on that, that's fine. But White House officials are scrambling. I'd say they're scrambling with their chickens. They're like chickens with their heads cut off. Wouldn't you say there, Kage?
Yeah, I don't really think any of them had any teachings about where money comes from or the value of a dollar.
Basically, Kage, what you have going on here.
Sucked off the teeth until they were.
They're running this show. They're running this show like it's a free.
Is running the show, yeah.
Yeah, they're running this show like it's a college sorority right now in plain English. That's what it's like going on. And the more of you people wake up, that please, if you're not working right now, try to find a job because we need more supply. We need people. It's just that we can't have what's going on here. We have people that are working right now that they need your help, man, out there. And if you can supply help, it might be below your grade as far as that you don't feel like you're doing the job. But we're just asking you that we need your help if you can at least try to do something if you're not or whatever to help the situation. There's some stuff that we do that we don't want to do for our businesses, but we do them because we want to help. We want to help the economy because we don't want it to go to the toilet. So if all of Kage and I and Kameo could ask, it's one of our biggest things. Please get something going on so we can help it, so we can help out, and we don't want this country to fall apart. So no matter who the president is, we don't want. We joke around and we root for bad things that are happening, but we want the country still to succeed no matter who the president is. So that's just my take right there. I'm sure it could get trolled or whatever, but I'm not for dumping the whole thing. I am for sticking up for people's rights to do what they think that they're for them and not the government to crack down on them. I don't believe in any government crackdown. But what I'm saying is, please go out there and try to help out and things like that. So White House officials are scrambling to receive global supply bottlenecks choking the U.S. ports. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's a dog show. It's completely bottlenecked. Americans may face higher prices, empty shelves, and during the Christmas season. There is a report, guys, that if you drink coffee right now, just saying, there's coffee supply, but there's no way to get it to you or whatever. It's stuck on the things, in the containers and stuff like that. So what's going to happen when people can't get their Starbucks in the morning? I know, like, my mom and some of my family, my mom will yell out to my dad and she'll be like, hey, go out and get me a Starbucks and get me a cup of coffee. And my dad, I'm not going there. You better go there. She'll go out in her New York accent and start freaking out. Or I know some people, if they don't have a Pepsi in the day, they'll just
snap.
Yeah, they'll just snap and go off. I know people that have Pepsi in food storage before food because they know that they'll just go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if they don't have their Pepsi, man, or Coke. So, latest Reuters IPOS poll shows that economy continues to be the most important issue to Democrats and Republicans alike. American consumers unused empty store shelves may be flexible and patient, White House official said. There will be things that people can't get, senior White House official told Reuters, asked about the holiday shopping. And you can go onto the video on Gateway Pundit. I believe Hoff put this out, Jim Hoff put this out. He wrote this. You can go on there and check out, and you can see the picture. I'll show it to you right now if I can get a quick zoom up of it. Maybe not. So here's your shipping containers right on the freaking dock. I'm showing them in the camera there, Kage, and it's not looking good. Let's just say that way. I'm sure my basketballs are on there, but I backcharged it. I'm done. So I ordered those things in what Kage, like May for me? We're going to give them out on the show. I just canceled it. I'm not going to wait 7 months on a bunch of basketballs I was going to give out to people. I'd rather just give out gift cards for the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gift cards are much more easily accessible.
Yeah, plus, and nobody wants a junky basketball that's going to break down. We're just going to do that. But enough of the happy talk. We'll cover more tomorrow. We're going to go into Stockwitz and check out, or actually not the Stockwitz. We're going to go out to the first stock, check it out, and see what we got. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is NTRB. NTRB. Last tick was $9.13. Kage, this one with the year to date on this guy, in 2020 you were a little bit above cresting 10. You went up to close to 20. They flirted with that and had a cup of coffee, and then up to 30, above 30 in April. Between February and April, whoever had this banked a little cashish, and then we took a sharp drop. We dropped below, and we're down below 9. So we're gonna have to find out, going with the alphabets, and find out why this went this way. Currently with them, what would you say you do here? They engage in the development of portfolio transdermal pharmaceutical products. It delivers abuse deterrent fentanyl transdermal system. This is key right here, guys. Okay. So with this, from my knowledge that I know from the border crisis, with all the fentanyl coming over, and obviously the gov's not doing anything about it. They're too busy arresting people for ivermectin and crap like that, because, you know, we do live in a clown world, and they'll intercept that. But since everybody's pretty much, a lot of people are addicted to fentanyl now, this could help out with that, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it sounds like some kind of medical cabal that's in on the COVID wave, I guess.
Yeah, and the thing is that if any of you out there don't think that they could stop this stuff, they very well could. And the stuff that they're putting out now is way killer. That's why you're seeing so many poor innocent people dropping like flies. Some people that are taking this fentanyl stuff, they don't even know what they're taking. They're taking straight speedball, and they have no idea that they're taking fatal doses of it. They're taking it and they think it's like the regular kind. The stuff coming out of China, it's pretty strong. It's got a kick to it, and it'll kill you. So that's just stuff we've heard from the street there. But it delivers abuse deterrent fentanyl transdermal system, which provides clinical patients with extended release transdermal fentanyl products for use in managing chronic pain. So anything that has to do with operate this to help with the big pandemic of fentanyl that we have, because I don't know if you guys have seen the statistics from 2020 to 2021. There's a lot of deaths from fentanyl, and that's not fake news, dude. That's just straight up. I know a lot of your alphabets don't want to cover it and anything, but they need to cover it because it's a serious thing, and it's killing a lot of our young people. So any company that's doing anything with this, looks like they're out of Orlando, Florida, so Party at Florida. Hopefully people were on the Facebook site and saw Kage's picture, or not Kage, but Kameo's pictures of the beach, man. That looked good there, huh, Kage?
Yeah, it's so incriminating.
Yeah.
And him just relaxing while the rest of us were just
down
in our homes, just looking on with envy.
Well, I'll make sure that when I'm in northern Arizona this weekend that I'll get some pictures for you guys when I'm freezing my ass off, because I don't know if some of you know this or not, but it's a very... Some people think Arizona's like this warm place. Yeah, if you go down south to like the Phoenix area, but northern Arizona is a freaking icebox. Oh, just an FYI to anybody that moved in Arizona, any Arizona people that watch the channel, do not drive if there's a snowstorm in the forecast to the White Mountains or any of those areas. You will get stuck and you will have to go walk for a hotel, because they do not plow the roads there good, because they only get a certain amount of snow every year, but when they do, they get hit. So that's just your outdoor life traveling thing. Don't get too adventurous, because otherwise you could be sleeping on the side of the road, or you could be sleeping at a casino, but at least you get to be playing games and stuff like that while you're waiting for the roads to clear. So that's your tip of the day. Did you pull up this website there, Kage?
The Nutriband?
Mm-hmm.
I have it in front of me, yes, and I've also got it on StockWits as well.
Okay. Would you like to cover some of the stuff that you saw?
Yeah, I just see bullish mostly for what people describe this as. It says here for this one, by Trader Calls LFT, bullish. NTRB had a nice run today, but broke $10 support area again. Would avoid it for now. It is probably over. Nice day trade though, with plus 45.8% since first alert.
So go ahead.
Another one from AC Trader says, watch list for October 13th, 2021. Objects in motion.
Yeah. So this is cheap right now, but if they come through with more breakthrough deals there and everything, you're good. This thing's going to go back to where it was before. It's just a matter of time. And what time do you have? What time do you have to play this? That's the question. Because if you have the money to do a long term, then yes, this is your angle you need to take. But if you're in the short game, you need to find a short angle to get out if that's where you want to do. I would say my approach would be to get on the cheap seats and wait this thing out. According to this website, they're primarily engaged in development of a portfolio of transdermal delivery through skin pharmaceutical products, which is great. Their lead product is Aversa technology. Aversa has an abuse deterrent transdermal technology incorporated in aversive agents to prevent abuse, diversion, misuse, and accidental exposure of drugs. I think that's a wonderful thing. I think that some people should actually give money and donate money if they have that to do that, to try to help some of these things, because let me tell you something, these abuses and things like that, we've got to help these people, because otherwise our society, if we don't help them along, we're doing a detriment to our society by not helping the people around us that are struggling. We need to help those people. They're good spirits, they're good people, and they need to be helped out. They can be helped out. They just need to be encouraged. We can't just say, oh yeah, dude, Joe Schmo, he's a druggie, he's a write-off. Nobody's a write-off, guys. Nobody's a write-off. You got to believe in everybody. So when someone comes up to you, you know, everybody deserves a second chance and need help. Wouldn't you say there, Kage?
Yeah, I think everyone deserves a second chance. As far as making things safer and everything for most people, that's a big boon.
And that's if they want to be helped. There's some people that don't want to take the help, and that you have to come into that angle too, that they're just not going to... You can tell them everything. You can tell them the sky's blue, and they're not going to care. They're just going to still do their thing. So, but if there's someone that's teachable that wants to be helped for what they can be helped for, let's help them out. So, Aversa is for abuse deterrent fentanyl transdermal patch. And the key here, guys, is this breaks through, is the fentanyl key. The fentanyl key, it's the hugest abuse around right now. We're talking huge. And the Chinese stuff, like I was telling you, that's come across through Mexico and stuff like that and being smuggled into the United States, and it's being smuggled. I don't know if you've been hiding under a rock or you watch Alphabet News and things like that, but the deadly fentanyl is coming through the border, and it's coming through hard, and it's getting smuggled through people. And the thing is that stuff is fatal. That's all I'm going to say. Is it's taken a certain amount, it's done. I mean, what do we have? One of our friends that comes on the show sometimes, Mike G there, Hog.
Mm-hmm.
He saw a chick do that mixed with what was it, prescription drugs, and she was
cocktail.
Yeah, she was doing alcohol and that with the fentanyl. She was freaking toaster strudel, man. Unfortunately, when they got to Mike was like, they were like, should we call the ambulance? And Mike took a pulse and everything and tried to revive her and everything, but she was dead. So it's unfortunate. It's sad, but I mean, is what it is. So we wouldn't want to be there on that one. Sad situation. So the goal is to make these pain treatments safe for those who need them. When used correctly, to provide incredible relief and care patient pains. Their belief is to absorb abuse deterrent technology and can broadly be applied to transdermal products such as to follow the development of abuse deterrent for fentanyl, development of additional transdermal prescription products for pharmaceuticals. So yeah, if they can combat that, help these people out to get them turned around, maybe we can prevent the death count and everything. And so this is one of those stocks that I always talk about that can help human beings, and you're using your money to help the better good of mankind. And if you can, then everybody wins. Society wins and things like that. Like the virus. I went and I gave money to a couple companies working on the cure, working on the vaccine. Why? Yeah, I could have lost money and things like that. I got what I wanted out of it. But you can say, hey, I was helped part in the process because I was helped trying to find a treatment to some of the people that are suffering with COVID. And you can do that too. You could do that with cancer. You could do that with this. You can do it with all of them. You can invest your money, make a little coin, and then you can help out some of these studies by giving the money. That's the best way. Not some of the charities out there that take the dough and suck it up and you never get anything out of it and they're still battling stuff. What say you, Kage, on that?
Yeah, I believe that we have to have the research be done grassroots and not be funded by all these dumb charities, really, because the charities, a lot of the money that gets pumped into it goes toward the executives for their meetings, and they never get that money back.
And I can tell from firsthand, meeting-wise, I worked for a company that was doing anti-pornography for the region and things like that, and educating people about how big of a problem it is. Problem is the people that were raising money for this company to be named later that was fighting this, when I went back after I collect the money, I quit because they were having parties with the money. They were buying employees money with the donations to fight this stuff. They were buying Arby's, they were buying pizza parties and everything. I didn't need that stuff. I wanted that money to go actually where it said. And like you said, it goes to salaries and it gets wasted. So do your due diligence and look where you're donating the money and ask these people. Tell them you want to see where everything goes. That's what you want to do. You want to know where all the funds go, because you could just be throwing out drinking money for people that you collected, and people donated hard-earned money, and it's just not a right thing. You're not a good person. So when you go and spend donation money and stuff like that and crap on other people's money when they're trying to give to a good cause. So with this, you have 4P fentanyl abuse treatment. This is in their pipeline. Their chronic pain delivery TTSS. They're in the pre-clinical discovery on that. They got 4P Xtide. That's in preclinical. They're in the novel transdermal type 2 diabetes. So this company is also working on type 2 diabetes. They have another study that they're working on, Kage, in the pipeline for infertility, 4P FSH. They're in preclinical on that. Motion sickness, huge on that. They're not in preclinical on that yet, but could you imagine if they get the motion sickness and get some type of alternative with Dramamine, and for cruise ships, how much doskis they can make with that?
I can imagine. A lot of people suffer from motion sickness.
Yeah, and they also have a generic transdermal high blood pressure one for 4P clondine, and that in itself could be huge. So they got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. What else do you have on Stockwitz? I'll check out the alphabets because this is a team here, and we'll see what they have for as far as alphabet news here. I have a plug 15 hours ago from Yahoo Finance. If you want me to read that and then see what you got cooking on your end.
Well, I'm just reading some of the other comments on this stock, and it says, like, Modulate says bullish. NTRB usually the first to admit when something's done, but 200 shares separating 9.18 from 9.45 tells me this thing will rip again soon.
Yeah. Here's the key for some of the newbies on Stockwitz. The key is that when they hit their certain trials, and you have to, the only reason how I know this is because I go through every single stock when it comes to pharmaceuticals. If they got stuff going for them and they're already in these trials, once the news cycle hits that they get the trial that they hit, they take off. It's just a shell game to wait to see when the news pops when you're going to take off. Now, when that takes off, you want to lock in your profits and take those. And then you can get back in again and hold the stock once you lock in your profits when it goes down. I noticed something really disturbing that Ricky Gutierrez had. He had over 1 million people following him. And when he made his comments about AMC, because he had AMC and he cleaned up what he had, and then I guess some people got all mad. But the thing is, you got to do what you got to do. In the end, you got to pay your paycheck and you got to keep the train rolling. You can still hold, but you got to lock in your profits because you're not doing this for free. Your time is not free. You have to lock in your money because the old lady wants to go do stuff with some of the dough. She wants a new couch, and you want to get your freaking side-by-side and all that, or you want to do what Cameo does and go on the beach and sip on 7 and 7s with the stock life. But yeah, you just got to do what you got to do there. Do you want to read this plug from Yahoo?
Sure. Yahoo, you say?
Yeah, I'm reading a plug from Yahoo. They says signs of exclusive manufacturing agreement with DioCheck Visual COVID-19 antibody indicator path. This is interesting here. It looks like the company engaged in the development of pharmaceutical products for contract research and development services for manufacturing of transdermal products. Today announced it has signed an exclusive manufacturing agreement with San Diego-based Diomics and DioCheck Technology. Individuals will monitor for the presence of antibodies in SARS-CoV-2 an extended period of time. The goal for DioCheck is to monitor the critical gap between the person receiving the COVID-19 vaccine and the protective level of antibodies in circulating in the body with current reports for several weeks. So, with that, Kage, what I just got out of that is that news is popping. This came out on the 12th. You're going to see a spike right here if this develops, because their goal is to patch the critical gap between when the person receives the COVID-19 vaccine, protective level of antibodies is circulating in the body, with current reports suggest that it could take several weeks. They said it's also a signal the antibodies stimulated by the vaccine have declined and the person needs a booster. So with that and with everything that they're doing, it's definitely to put on a watch to see where it progresses. If that news takes off in a positive way, this thing's not $9 anymore. It's higher. And it's kind of criminal that it's this low, but stocks are kind of like fantasy. You get a guy, fantasy sports, you get a guy puts out, he's mispriced about $1,000, and you know he's going to get a certain amount of touches and a certain amount of points, and he blows up and you add all the heavy hitters, and some people glossed over it, didn't know, and next thing you know, you're in the top price pool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those gambles that you have to judge by your own instinct,
And-
whether the time is right or not.
And for me on my end, I've been on the receiving end where I got $2,500 one time from basketball. So doing the cheap seats and getting in cheap and low cost to fill in with your heavy hitter is where you want to be. But that's all I got to say about this one. I'm pretty much better moving on to the next one. We'll see what we got. What do you want to do on that?
Yeah, let's move on to the next one then.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do it.
All right.
Okay, guys, so the next stock we have is TGHI. TGHI, last tick was 0.0279. Kage, go into the graphics on this one. I'll put it up on the listeners there. They could check out the 1-year history. In December 20, we're at about 25 cents. Just chilling there a little bit. And then we crested a little bit above 50 cents, and then we got to 75. So there was a reason, obviously, in February and April why this thing spiked almost to above 75 cents. Going to say, what would you do here? You go to the website. It's pretty well drawn out there as far as how it is. I'll give them a peek-see of what it looks like with the fields and everything. It says Touchpoint Group Holdings, connecting fans with brands. Well, let's go into what they do. Touchpoint Group Holdings is a media and digital holding company. They invest primarily in sports entertainment, I'm already liking it already, and related technology that brings fans closer to celebrities. They identify opportunities where they can leverage the network for leading industry professionals around the globe, Kage, to provide financial support, qualified industry expertise, mentorship capability of portfolio companies with a goal of maximizing capital appreciation. As you can see in the offices, they're all working and they're getting down there, and they got good graphics of the stadium. No, guys, the sweet lady does not come with stock there. I know it's going to disappoint you there, Kage. It looks like they announced...
It looks like they're into esports as well, so if people don't know, esports is now becoming more popular than mainstream sports. Soon you're going to have teams of CSGO players be more profitable than Major League Baseball.
Well, here's the thing. As long as they don't get political and stuff...
more of a cash cow by the day.
Yeah. As long as they don't get political on anything, they're good, because the problem with killing sports is the politics. When I go to watch a sports thing...
Basically, the idea is you go woke, you go broke.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm all for social and racial justice, all that kind of stuff, because I'm tired of I'm tired of racism and all that stuff and everything. People are people to me. We're all human beings on this planet. But, yeah, putting politics in it and everything like that, I just had it. I don't want to watch a drama fest. I just want to watch a game. I want to watch a game and go to like say, hey, you know, I want to talk about the scores and the plays and everything like that, because it's all about winning and losing. It's not all this other bull crap. And if people got opinions about certain stuff, just leave it.
Save it for the winning podium.
Yeah, save it for the
winning speech.
Yeah, save it for something else. Just I want to see the game. That's all I care about, because I'm turning off all the other stuff. But with this, I guess they announced the agreement to develop a generation urban transportation technologies. The software development company and agreement of mobile applications announced has been retained by Touchpoint Group Holdings. That was a plug from the 21st of September. Also, Touchpoint Group Holdings announced transformation of acquisition of World Championship Air Race. So they have that. They also have a licensing agreement with the World Championship Air Race as well. Let's see, going into what you say you do here, let's go to the news of the day when they say that. You got to plug in Yahoo Finance here. It says the Touchpoint app, Kage, allows fans to view live stream events, download content, and purchase merchandise. That's pretty huge, huh?
I'd have to say so, yes.
Yeah, it's a media and digital technology holding company that announced that it has entered in a license agreement with World Championship Air Race to utilize Touchpoint app in iOS and Android devices. that in itself is huge. At the fact they have, what do you have to say about that?
It's
good
I'd
water.
say that's pretty overall the direction that most of our technology is going.
Mm-hmm.
With, people being open source and knowing how to connect with the fans, how to broadcast the events that they're posting.
Yeah. It looks like they have a WC Air Race app, which provides followers the ability to live stream air race events, download content, purchase brand merchandise. WCR is built in the legacy of the hugely popular Red Bull Air Race, which hosted 94 races in 24 countries, an estimated 24 million spectators. WCR is bringing back the fastest three-dimensional motorsport on the planet, in addition to creating challenging events where competitors embrace the latest challenges in green power and aerial mobility and things like that. The Air Race application will be available for download on iOS and Android devices via Apple Store and Google Play. So with that price point there, which we covered on with that, simply too cheap, I would say.
I would say get in while it's good.
Mm-hmm. What are your friends on Stockowitz? What's the Bulls and the Bears fan?
Okay, let's see. Train 1980 says bullish.
Bullish?
TGHI, if the price closes at 0.034, the 1 month chart will form a double top. Hopefully we can break this 0.036 wall and continue up.
Okay.
Another one, let's see. Mr. Banks buys dibs.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Money is here, and I'm in it to win it.
Yeah, he sounds like my kind of guy. So, they got here, the price closes 0.034. The month chart will form double top. Hopefully we break 3.6 and the wall will continue up. I like Naj Malachi. He says he likes NSAV, man. That's my stock. You know, I've been buying bits and pieces of NSAV all the time. I'm telling you, when the crap hits the fan, guys, if you're not on NSAV, I'd be on NSAV now. I've been talking to you guys about that for 5 months. They're processing all types of cryptocurrency. They don't have all their eggs in one basket. They're doing NFTs and things like that. You're going to want to be on that one. So look it up, find out where your buy point is, and get in on NSAV when you can, because you're just going to be left out in the cold. I've already made money from it before. I'm going to make money again. I'm that confident, and I've seen the charts on that as far as where it moves. So it has its ups and downs. We could see 12 cents again like we saw before. So with this, I'm seeing positive things about this. I'm seeing a lot of bulls here. Hardly any bears. How do you want to close?
I don't see bears a lot. I don't see many bears.
Okay. Well, as far as before we end the show, what prize are you thinking about giving out for this time? We got a prize coming out in like 2 to 3 weeks, I think.
I'm interested. Say on.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna leave it up to Kage to pick out what he wants to give out for. In 2 weeks there'll be a drawing. Keep the comments coming. Keep everything going. You guys are the awesomest listeners. Like me and Kameo and Kage always say, we're only here for you guys. So we do this for fun. We share the love. We've been accused of trying to buy people for gift cards. Did you ever hear that show?
No, I can't say that I remember. No.
Yeah, I don't.
We're just about our people and just giving out information as we can, and giving out winnings to those who participate in everything. I say more power to them.
Yeah. Hey, the participators are going to be the ones. The haters, they're going to be out in the cold. So, but
haters always going to hate.
But don't make it a dog show. You guys have a good night. Join the Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. And what do you got to say, Kage?
Well, all I have to say is good night, people.
Good night now!